another artifact armor. Let's see how this compares to our current one. Same defensive capabilities, but just rampage? I don't think so. As much as I do value Zom's favor, don't get me wrong. That's one of a kind, and something that we're always desperately searching for in this cold, dark world we live in. But unfortunately, I don't think it's quite going to float my boat at the moment. 27 and strong poisoning. As long as you don't change color, we should be fine. Drop one of these down regardless, just to play it safe, especially since they are changing color, of course. Never trust an ugly thing, I guess. Ooh, I'm not in statue form. Huh. Well, turns out we're okay here. Alright, it's up to 7% now, so it's a bit more reasonable that I keep failing it, though still just not okay. Did those buddies even notice me? No, they did not. In that case, if you want to come this way real quick. And this way is where I should go. Hello, friend. And goodbye, friend. Dang it, that door is broken. Oh geez. Oh geez. And another Titan. Hello. Well, I should really pick an outside avenue and work my way in, because this is just not working for us. You're beautiful to someone, don't give up differently attractive things. You believe in them? Yes, of course somebody had to be cheering for the enemy here, but no, we unfortunately can show no mercy. As much as I agree with the sentiment, and I respect you for it, Safid, unfortunately, we are not thoughtful individuals in this game. We are brutal murdering machines who have one goal in life, and one goal only, and we will stop at nothing to get to the orb. Okay, Warden, I see how it is. Again, just cascading issues one after another here. Never a dull moment. Well, what do we wish to do here? Is Orb of Destruction worth it, or should I just go with the guarantee? 98, 90, 12. So it's 36 extra potential damage on the Orb of Destruction. And 72 is the max for Iron Shot, which is not a kill. So... Ooh, and Statue Form chose the perfect time. You know, we have lots of potions of magic. Let's not get too squeamish about it here today. Just use up some of those sons of guns. Can even bring you buddies upstairs. Fight you the old-fashioned way. Fight me IRL. Perfect. Guess I should probably check what type of glaive do you have, my friend. Bardiche of Venom? That's fine by me. Probably should just blast you with a spell, though. That's probably for the best. Okay. Gotta be careful of that failure rate on statue form. Pretty soon here, I think I'll just train a little bit more up. Especially like transmutations can come up to 10 in no time flat. Probably is a decent idea to say the least. But we'll wait for the time being because I do just want to keep ignition ticking here. It's down to 19%. It's coming. We'll probably pretty much stop using OTR at that point and just use ignition in all the similar categories. If we had Ignite Poison, then I'd be more tempted to keep OTR in the rotation a little bit more and keep using it as we continue forward here, but unfortunately, it's not really the case for us today. So we'll just make do with what we got and be happy about it, too. Get away from the walls real quick for this son of a gun. Though otherwise should be just about fantastic. We're murdering them. Yeah, okay, you can blow your horn all you want. Toot your own horn. all the live long day. Just please do not mark me, my friend. Fine, I will have to throw some stuff at you. I was kind of hoping to duke it out, but I'm no David, I guess. That's one Goliath that I'm not taking down unexpectedly, at least. Let's... Orb Destruction. You hit pretty hard, especially Mighted, but we should be able to kill you. Just so. And you can join your master. Perfect. Keep retreating back to our stairs to heal up. At any given opportunity here, we probably should even do a little bit of that outside-in clearing strategy that I was mentioning earlier. So let's manually take ourselves here. And yes, this is exactly the kind of forces we do not want to leave at our back door. 14% chance? Let's do it. First ignition of the game. Oh, it feels good every time. Absolutely lovely. So, now we can continue on a little bit more safely. We do still want to potentially steer the direction towards this side. We can deal with that like kind of special treasure vault area later. Hello, Sojibo. We can probably take you. It's a little bit sketchy, and I hate how fast she is. But should be able to take you down. Statue form to start out. Let's do ignition once and see if we get it. We do. So I'm tempted to just go for it again and try and kill off all the little buddies here. Okay, I can't believe we keep getting these successfully. Sure, we can fail 4% 2 or 3 times in a row, but 13%? No, I gotcha. I gotcha, the game says. Which is very kind, but not exactly appreciated. Okay. You have your elementals. That's about it. Let's flood you a little bit. Sure, yeah, I'll condense your vein as well. Just throw everything at the problem here. Sojibo, if you could stop pecking me, that'd be great. Especially, oh right, I guess you buddies can stun, which is not great. If only one of you make it through, then we're okay. Okay. Firebat, if you could come into the picture real quick. Can I hit you? I guess you don't have a cloud on you, so I can just do... No, there's already a cloud there, but I'm trying to get it to appear here, game. Come on. Come on, you know what I mean. Silly. Okay, so in that case, do we want to OTR? Do we want to use ignition and just try and clear these? It does reopen up this avenue for Sojibo, which is not great. I was kind of enjoying having a bit of a shield. She's getting down there as well, though, of course. I have no heal wounds. You have high willpower, so you're not going to get terrified or anything like that. But if I start teleporting on this level again, we've seen how that turns out. We've been there, done that. Let's not be ridiculous. I could try. I'm gonna Potion of Ambrosia. I was really hoping that Air Elemental would last a little bit longer, but that's fine. We'll just cure out of it right away. Take what health we were able to pull. And ignite the night, let it shine. Thanks, Katy Perry. Let's do one more. And last but not least, Orb Destruction. Beautiful. Okie dokie. You know what? Yeah, we can fight you. Fine by me. In fact, this is probably a fine enough spot for us to heal up, and absolutely lovely. Can't complain too much about that, to say the least. Let's make sure that we're heading this direction. Again, want to clear my back before heading into the treasure vault section. Scroll Teleport, that's fine, thank you very much. Looks like a lot of these buddies got shaken up probably when we initially got marked in the wonderful teleport journey that we had earlier. Okay, there we go. There's the spell failure that I've been expecting this whole time. Completely fair and justified in this case. Lovely. So what's our skill at? That's only at 13 that we're down to 10% failure rate? Holy moly. I mean, we will want some spell power in that regard, don't get me wrong, but it still is coming online a heck of a lot faster than I was initially suspecting, so that is fantastic. Hopefully make it through the rest of this area without quite as much issue. No promises, of course. And use a mixture of OTR and ignition to do ridiculous amounts of damage, so I guess maybe we will be keeping OTR around. It's tempting to get rid of it, but that is kind of lovely to stack up a few different effects all in one fell swoop. Definitely floats my boat. You friend can just get absolutely obliterated. Here we go. Okay. Everyone's a bit more in their natural locations this time. We're breaching in from an outside perspective, which is lovely. I'm hoping it'll go a wee bit smoother with all these kind of factors in mind. I'm already lower than I would like in terms of magic. Which, I mean, isn't saying a whole lot, because we're still over half. We still have plenty of spells that we're able to cast, but... Just in the essence of trying to play it a little bit safe here. Guess we can start bringing out some poison. And then... ignition isn't quite worth it until we have slightly more targets on screen. I don't know. Now that we see a demon summoned in, I did just want to kill the demonologist as soon as possible, so that works too. And you know what, similarly with the ice dragon, let's just get rid of that son of a gun. That should do it. And in fact, this is an okay spot. I'll drink some mana potions because we'll just keep blasting for the time being here. Should probably almost IMB just to get these buddies off my back. There we go, fantastic. And there we have it. Can I fight a dragon in hand-to-hand combat? Apparently yes. Quite easily, in fact. Lovely. Definitely happy to see it. And what else was up here? I feel like we fought a lot of the things that we initially came across, so that's great. Hey Prince Cosmo, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic weekend. Always lovely to see you around. Hello my Catopletus pal. That's not what I wanted to do. That's also not what I wanted to do. Oh, ignition is dangerous to cast if I'm not in statue form. That's good to know. That's fair enough at the end of the day here. As for you... Oh wow, we actually snuck one by there. Perfect. Nice resists on that blade. Agreed. No, we've gone stupidly lucky with this character in general. Like, these two rings, just the way they fit together is really lovely. I mean, sure, lacking a little bit in, like, positive energy and cold resistance besides the knife, but can't complain at the end of the day. We're getting a heck of a lot more straightforward of a run than the majority of our Dark Elves have been as of late, so... Or not Dark Elves, Deep Elves, that's what they're called. So that is absolutely lovely, is the main takeaway. Please don't drain me too much. Lovely dragon friend. At least we have proven that we can kind of just kill dragons in melee combat, so that's helpful to take into this. Even if it's not exactly the ideal scenario that we'd like to find ourselves in. Ooh, Stone Giant apparently died at some point there. That was good, because I was actually a little too slow in noticing that we would not have been able to get away. We are slowed because we're in statue form. Ouch. Yeah, that's this son of a gun. Hoping with statue form we'd have enough defenses, but of course that had to give out just when we needed it most. We have 4 blinking now. I should, again, this is one of those tricky calls where a fear scroll almost definitely gets us out of here. Everyone has a single pip of willpower, will very likely be affected. But if they're not, if on that slim chance they sneak by with that 1% shot, then I'm really unhappy with myself. So, better safe than sorry. We're also back up to moving normal speed since we're out of statue form, so makes things a little bit more justifiable to just lead these buddies into a wee bit of an ambush. I can probably take one of you upstairs, right? 20 damage, claw for 10 each, 40 total. Yeah, we should be able to take that. And we do indeed manage to do just that. Fantastic. Now that ignition is down to 5%, I feel like I should just backburner this for a moment, put transmutations up to 10, because I do want to take the, or get the pretty much guaranteed shot to cast statue form. That's not something we want to fail in the moment of truth, as it were. Ooh, and you, friend, definitely get blasted. That's an easy one and done. Gotta love it when shapeshifters take the form of spiders and you're playing on a poison elementalist. Lovely. Ooh, disjunction, also a lovely spell. Might have to think about adding that one into the oeuvre as we continue on here, at least after a certain point. We don't really have too much we need to train for actively anyway. Until then, just keep coasting. Might get marked here, but that's actually not the end of the world, since we should have cleared the majority of this vault by now. Hello, my end friend. Oh, it's definitely IMB you, not taking any risks with those sons of guns anymore here. And there we go. Fantastic, and definitely a nice little treasure trove. Even just getting that heal wounds potion is huge. We're in dire need of that, but okie dokie. Vault's going well so far. We could continue clearing down. I'm actually a little bit tempted to just keep moving forward. Now that we've gotten the experience base to at least, you know, cast all the spells that we really wanted. Looking at you, Ignition. And so we could potentially move forward in a bit more regular of a fashion. I guess the kind of caveat to that might be just training that little bit of transmutations that will make statue form a bit more reliable. How about this? We'll go stand on a stair, and I'll have just a few moments to think about it here, because I did just finish off my glass, and I'll quickly run out, grab a refill for my drink. Also, should maybe take this as an opportunity to bring up my stream manager here. But, yeah, I will be right back in about 30 seconds here. Don't go anywhere, and I'll see you in just a second. Be right back. I took that as an opportunity to glance at myself in the mirror as I walked by the washroom, and of course, taking off my hoodie midstream left me with some pretty wild hair. Probably should have thought about that earlier, but not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination. And okie dokie, what do we wish to do here? I told myself that I'd do some thinking while getting the drink, but whoopsie daisies. Didn't get a lot of that done. Let's stay in vaults at least for a brief moment. Wormbane. Ooh. I mean, I don't know if I'd use it on this character. It's like almost as good as our current blade in a lot of ways. One less pip of fire resistance, trade off the intelligence boost for AC instead. It's interesting. How would my fight against you go at the moment? 165. I have a bunch of fire spells, but that's our best department. I kind of want to do it because I've never actually found Wormbane before. I've always wanted to. It's my favorite artifact. Whenever I play like the Ziggurat Sprint, where you have selection from a bunch of items at the start of the game, I've tried many times there to make Wormbane work and loved it. So I feel like it's showing up for the first time ever in an actual run. I pretty much gotta take it. Makes Marjorie very scary though. Interesting, first gotta claim it. Exactly, that's the rough part here, unfortunately. But how fitting for Marjorie to have it. That's lovely. Is there any specific weighting that makes her maybe just the slightest bit more likely to spawn in with Wormbane? Because if not, then this is the best coincidence that I've seen in the game. One of the better ones at the very least. Very fitting. Her Hell Knights in melee are not easy, and also, hey Peacock, how's it going? And you're definitely right about that. I'd be trying to shove them off as much as possible. At the end of the day, this is the right move for now. Always split the party when you're given the opportunity. But something to keep in mind. So you're immune to fire, but not so much to poison. So we'll just keep blasting. It's a little bit riskier than I would have liked, but yes, this is why we do not fight down there. And I don't think I'll head down the same stairwell. We'll head somewhere else and try and engage from a bit further away. If I can just launch like 3 or 4 orbs of destruction at Mallory, is that your name? Whatever your name is, friend. Then we'll be sitting pretty. Also, I should have definitely had statue form on before coming downstairs. But that's fine. Let's just ignite all these sons of guns real quick. She sure is a thing of beauty, that ignition. Absolutely stellar. And then you two we can finish off. Just some of the old 1-2 punch. Fantastic. We even made a decent amount of noise there, and we're not getting too much attention brought our way, so that's always a good sign. And Orbs of Destruction, still very nice to have around against those high evasion enemies, of course. Love to see it. And there we go. Fantastic. Against my better judgment, I'm just completely tab fighting these trolls. It's probably even a lot slower at the end of the day, no? Probably should just start blasting these sons of guns sometimes. Like, even if I just do that a couple of times, yeah, that's probably faster at the end of the day. I don't know who I do the other way for. It's definitely not sensible for myself. Okie dokie. Getting real close to breaching ground back into the unique vault here. That's always important to keep in mind. If enemies are going to group up, though, I can't help but take advantage of it with a little bit of fire. It's the pyromancer in me getting to shine out for once in my life. Though I say that with a certain amount of, not sarcasm necessarily, but more so just an awareness of the fact that I feel like by nature all humans are to a certain extent pyromaniacs, because there's an inherent kind of like fascination with fire for a good reason. The way it dances and prances across The fuel is always beautiful, and it is one of the most comforting things you can find on a cold, dark night, to say the least. But I guess focusing back into the matter at hand here, we should probably take care to not get completely overrun, but fortunately ignition does shine brightly in this kind of crowded environment. Ooh. You're mited. How much damage can you do? 36 plus your flail, so that should be what is it? 18 extra damage off that side of things, and then dire flails, if they have a base damage of like 12, that puts them up to 18. So that would be like 72 max damage, which is not enough. But let's go with IMB just to make it a little bit safer of a proposition, shall we? Lovely. Okie dokie. At some point here, we're going to run back into all those sons of guns we saw earlier, and I'd like it to be in a very controlled environment, though you can't always get what you want, of course. This we know, as any classic rock lover could tell you. You can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. Lovely. Don't know why slight song segments have been like the majority of my pop culture reference these days. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely love music, so it makes sense to a large degree. But it's also just, for whatever reason, the last few streams, it's just been constant, like, all that comes to my mind. Which I love, don't get me wrong, and I hope you all do as well. Because I'm not sure if it's going to be changing anytime soon. Ah, a mark. Well, I love this hallway. This is a beautiful spot here. No chance of getting snuck up on from behind. You do love to see it. And if we can get some of Marjorie's coterie to follow us up on their own, like a bunch of fools, then we're sitting pretty. Oh yeah, get me out of here temporarily. What the heck? Where did you come from? Get out of here. You used to be a firebug in high school. The fire was fun. The smoke was the downer. Always the issue, yep. But no, I very much, kind of grew up. I mean, I grew up in a very outdoorsy family, so there was a lot of campfires. We had a cabin that still to this day has no electricity whatsoever, and so a heck of a lot of candles and playing with that, as well as wax. So there's a lot to gain and take from fire. Is Wormbane a polearm? I think it is, right? Hum-de-dum. Don't love that. You're also, okay, you're poison resistant, you have base resistances to the elements too, that's important to take note of. I feel like I blast you away, and then I launch one of these, and then I blast. Oh no, that warden kind of ruins my whole plan here. Well, in that case, let's get desperate. Ooh, lightning clouds, not too shabby here. You know, yeah, just blast through these sons of guns real quick. Simulacrum, not quite as defensively minded. Cabin, at least it wasn't a yurt. Hey, yurts are pretty nice to stay in as well, don't get me wrong. Actually, my sister and her husband recently went on a bit of a yurt vacation trip and enjoyed the heck out of their stay. But there's something to be said for a full-blown cabin, or camp as they'd call it in Eastern Canada. So it's really funny. I think in Eastern Canada, a cabin is what you call like a shed. And then a place that you go that has like a structure and maybe, you know, lovely lake beside it to go to, that's a camp instead of a camp. Very minor but important distinction for all you Ontarianites out there. Oh, but there she is. Oh, and we're no longer restricted? Vault Warden, are you okay? Not very good at your job. I mean, we just walked right out of there, no problem. That doesn't seem right. Let's blast ya. Hey, Dr. Pirate, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic weekend. Always lovely to see you. It's nice to get a bunch of the regular crew together. So happy to see all of you, really. In fact, I'll do my obligatory, if I forgot to welcome you with as much of a warm welcome, know that I definitely mean to. And I absolutely adore having each and every one of you here, and hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. Especially since I definitely don't give any of that credit to the lurkers in chat. But I do hope all of you are having a fantastic weekend. And it is also lovely to have you around. Your brother-in-law lives in a yurt? Well, now he has a bus instead. Ooh, a converted bus? Living the hippie dream. That sounds like a lot of people I know, to be honest. You ever get the chance to go up to northern Canada? I guess, yeah, we've already kind of done the eastern Canada spiel. Now we can go into the northern Canada one, because the majority of people living in northern Canada have a very, like, free spirit lifestyle. And usually in the best of ways, don't get me wrong. They're usually willing to be flexible in the bend, and they're not, like, obsessively just only my alternative living, but there are a lot of free spirits, as I'd like to call them, up in northern Canada. And one of which, they didn't live in a bus, but they converted a bus into a greenhouse. That, I mean, there was never confirmation that it was growing what was at the time an illicit substance, but knowing who owned the greenhouse bus, I'm guessing they had a bit of a hippie lifestyle going in full force there, if you know what I mean. Not that that's a problem nowadays, because it's all legal in Canada. But okie dokie, we get Wormbane here every time it inflicts a killing blow on a strong dragon, so we can't use spells to kill a dragon. We have to kill them with Wormbane if possible. Interesting. But oh me oh my, is that exciting. I think we will switch to it immediately here. Again, I guess we miss out on a little bit of damage. The flame part of this, I mean, relatively low base damage, so not a heck of a lot there. 1 pip of fire resistance and a bit of intelligence. So if we do this, statue form is at 6%. If we're in statue form, everything's fully castable. Lovely. Because yeah, you see Wormbane, I feel like you almost gotta use it. Especially if you're like me and you haven't really seen it before. Let's go back to training transmutations up to 12, because again, I do want that to kind of just be a guaranteed success rate. It's not necessary, and in fact, I oftentimes like to talk about the entire concept of... Oh, geez. Hello, friend. Of needing your transmutation spells only up to a point of, like, 17% failure rate. Even up to 20 is not the end of the world, because, hey, you only need to get it once, and then it lasts for a while. So as long as you're not running out in an emergency situation, you'll be okay. Just you need to have that awareness of how long it's going to last, which I do not trust myself with for even a moment. And so that's why I would like to just have it fully castable. Play it a little bit safer at the end of the day. Are lances reach weapons? They are indeed. Really fantastic stuff. No, I was wondering that same thing, but I'm pretty sure we saw they are classified as pole arms, correct? Yes. And I did tab against the two buddies when they were standing up here, so it does seem to be the case, which is fantastic. Allows us to stay just a little bit safer, especially with IMB, where we can kind of bounce enemies around and keep them at that extended range. Should be absolutely fantastic stuff. I know you're not dragons, but I still kind of want to get the practice in. Speaking of practice, actually. Not completely necessary to train pole arms, but I think I will. because it's at the same time not absolutely necessary to train much right now. We're sitting pretty, and we have a lot of the major spells that I want online at this point, so we should be okay for the most part at the very least. Definitely immediately throw this on our shield. And hello, my fiery friend. I appreciate your passion in life, but you've got to go. Unfortunately so. And lovely. You know, I probably shouldn't bother fighting off against those sons of guns. Ooh, and getting marked is not the best in this situation. Let's just wait here for that to wear off. Apparently nobody's around, or I guess maybe most of them are just animals and can't open doors. That's fair enough. Sorry, very close-minded of me not to take into account that you could all be a bunch of salamanders. Something I don't take into account in life in general enough. They could always just be a bunch of salamanders. You never know. Talking to you, chat. Are you all a bunch of salamanders? Sometimes I get those vibes, you know? Okie dokie, let's just gloss on past that and keep her moving here. Of course, now none of the dragons show up. We just had to fight through an absolute plethora of dragons mere moments ago in the floor above. And now, not a one. Not a smidge, but we'll see how long this holds up for, shall we? Don't like the lightning. 82% should kill you. Fantastic. Let's keep it moving here. I'll try my very best not to get ourselves murdered by trying a bit too much to get Wormbane to activate. So I definitely feel like that's a risk that I should keep in the back of my mind. It sounds very much like me, but it's good to know. The lack of social consciousness of differently abled horrors. Shame, shame. Oh, no wonder you and Saphid get along so much, Dr. Pirate. They were saying the exact same thing just earlier. I really appreciate it. You're both lovely individuals for thinking so concisely and thoughtfully about what most people write off as monsters within mere moments of seeing their face. Truly is something that we should all strive for as a society. But not me. Screw those very ugly things. They suck. No, I do kid. And definitely does not apply to real life. I would hope for most people at the very least. Again, sometimes I kind of jump around between whether I am optimistic or extremely pessimistic about the human species, but for the most part, I have a decent amount of faith that the majority, at the very least, are good. That's nice.